Hey, you know, several months ago, about a year in fact, um, just short of a year, I began giving personal tuition for the first time. Um, there were limited spaces available, and now that we are this far advanced from the start of that program, I can say it has been an absolutely remarkable success to the extent that it knocks book learning so far out of the ring that there's no comparison. When I was learning magic, um, and I began in the very early 1980s when I was about 16 years old, you had to book learn, at least if you were living in a remote place like I was. And there were nowhere near as many books available, and you just had to pick your way between them as best you could, try to separate the wheat from the chaff. And where to start with all this stuff? Well, you had to basically read and reread and reread until finally you create a program of work that you could do. Um, and over the years, you would keep trying different things until you found that school of magic, that tradition, which really spoke to you. And it was hard. And, it took me many years, many decades to get to where I am now. The one thing that has become evident this last year, after starting this program of giving personal tuition, is that it can shave years, in fact, it can shave decades off your initiatory progress. It can bring you quickly to the place where everything you do works, where you are being hit by insight after insight, by new magical key after new magical key, faster than you can keep up with them. And so I can absolutely promise you, I can teach you magic that works. I can get you the results you want. I can help you to hone what you're doing, point out the shortcomings, show you how to improve things, how to enhance things, how to enrich things in ways that you will probably have discovered with experience over time, over a period of months or years. You can learn them now. I can absolutely guarantee that anybody who comes to me for magical training is going to be able to work magic effectively, provided you put the work in. That's the one thing I can't guarantee. That's down to you. But if you do, you will succeed. And we're talking here not just about the mechanics of magic, but the philosophy, the deep philosophy, bringing out in you the things that are important to you. Your path will be different from anybody else's. And I can guide you along it and help you discover it with absolute effectiveness. One of the problems with doing this was the price was a bit high for some people. When you're just starting out, how do you afford something that's pitched up here when you're down here? And so I'm bringing in a new tier of magical tuition for people who are starting and building themselves up. And what's more, I'm going to give you the way to afford to pay that tier. So the current students who've benefited so much are on the original tier, and this is £300 per month for a weekly 2-hour training session and discussion session, plus all of the dialogue in emails and so on back and forth through the week to discuss what's happening. This has unlocked whole new magical technologies and methods which nobody but these students knows at the moment, and it's highly unlikely they'll ever get into book form. I simply don't have time. This is real experiential stuff. A lot of people, because we are in a recession, no matter what anybody says, a lot of people cannot afford that £300 per month fee. And I understand that, so I'm bringing in a secondary tier, and this is £100 per month for 1 2-hour session per month. These sessions are over Zoom, so they are live. They're one-on-one. You're not part of a class. This is personal tuition. It's absolutely private. It's exclusive to you. So I'm not selling classes. This is personal one-on-one tuition. So you would get this 2-hour session each month when we would go through all of the ins and outs of what you would be doing in the month ahead, how you would be doing it, and also discussing you and where you are in your life and where you want to be going, how we're going to get you there. Because this isn't pie in the sky stuff. I'm talking about you achieving your goals in life. I'm talking about you getting the things you need and want. What if it's a struggle to find £100 a month at the moment? Well, however you're seeing this video, it may be on Facebook, it may be on YouTube, it may be on my Patreon, or it may be on my blog, it may be any one of a number of places where it gets posted, and I would ask you to please share it to anyone who's interested as well. You will find a link to a Dropbox where you can download a modified spell from Ori Whitehand's book of tarot magic. You'll need a deck of tarot cards to do this spell, but as long as you have that, and if you don't have one, you only actually need 3, and with a quick Google search you could pinch the images, print your own, and have them on the altar. They don't have to be fancy, they just have to be the images of those 3 tarot cards. So even if you don't own a tarot deck, there's a way around this, okay? Do the spell. It will bring you the money to be able to afford the course. And you know, that's the measure. I'm giving you a spell so you can afford to learn magic. This spell is only to gain you money for this purpose. The idea is you do it, follow the instructions, and then every week or so just check, do a financial health check. Can you now afford to put aside £100 a month for this? If you can, do it. because the spell will have delivered. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean that you're going to spend £100 and not miss it, because this is and should be an investment. It should be something you are giving up in order to gain in return. So it might be a stretch, but the idea is you should be able to manage it. That is what this spell is for. So use it, and you'll be in the place where you can afford the first tier. And if you follow the first tier for several months, you may find you're then in the place where you can afford the higher tier. But I only have so much time available. This is one-on-one tuition. So at any time there will only be 4 people at the £300 tier. And 10 people maximum at the £100 tier. Now in practice that will be 9 people at the £100 tier, because I will always leave one place open for that special someone who comes along who is fated to be there. You can always recognise such people when they come, and when they come along there will always be that vacant place for them. You may be that person. So but at the moment there is nobody on that tier. There are 9 free places available, not free of cost, but 9 empty places available. And I cannot stress how much this will accelerate your magical learning. Nothing in the world compares to the direct tuition of somebody who's been there. Somebody who knows how to see around the corners. Somebody who can look into you and see what you need and want and get you these things and help you to shape your path and to become the person you can be. So I'm opening it up to that extent. This is the way my teaching is going to go now. This and books such as the Tarot of Demonic Desires, where you pay for one book at a high ticket price, which is a ticket. It opens up a series of classes, and personal tuition. These classes and this tuition are so much more advanced than books and training. The results are incredible, and it's something I really wish I had done before. But the truth of the matter is, as in all of these things, they happen when they're ready. And a few years ago I wasn't in the same place that I am now, and I wasn't as able to do this properly and effectively. Now I absolutely can, and as I say, I guarantee that you put the work in as it's prescribed, you will get the results. So this is just to let you know those places are available. The way this will work is, if you're interested, send me a message on Facebook. If you see this on Facebook, send me a Facebook message. Otherwise, send me an email to manxbull, manxbull @hotmail.com. When I hear from you, we will arrange a Zoom appointment. This will be about 20 minutes. A 20-minute call, during which we will speak and we will each evaluate the other to see if it's a good fit. It's very important. The connection has to be there. If it is, and you want to proceed, then we would schedule your first appointment. Payment for that appointment would be due on or before the appointment date, and then monthly thereafter. So these places are available. They are limited, and there's no getting around that because I only have so much time. They are worth their weight in gold. If you're serious about learning magic, this is probably the best opportunity you will ever get. So it will be tailored to you. The tradition there are certain things which are always taught, and then there is the overlay of a tradition which will be one which suits you and will take you where you need to go. But in order to do that, you need to contact me to make an appointment for the interview, because there is a vetting process, obviously, and if you can't afford it at the moment, I mean genuinely can't afford it, use the spell until you can. You'll find the instructions in the PDF. And I will look forward to speaking to you very soon if you really want to be a sorcerer. Take care till then.